Let's talk about a few things. And just a disclaimer, depending on how I edit this overall, for those on YouTube, I will be using a chunk of the audio here in this video for our audio podcast. And if you want to hear our audio podcast, all the links are down in the description. And for those of you, depending on how I edit this, for those of you on the audio side, I don't want to talk about this again. Sick and tired of it. Sick and tired of bringing it up. I've been bringing it up for the past 2 months on the audio side. At least 2 months. And what am I talking about? I'm a geek podcaster. And over the past month and a half at least, at minimum a month, at most 2 months, I've been talking about nothing but video games. Yes, video games are a geek topic, but I want to try to cover movies, comic books, other things if I can, and unboxing cool stuff and talking about new hobbies I'm into. And with a lot of things that have been happening over the past month and a half, I'm stuck talking about video games and the video game dramas and everything else that's been happening. And there's two main things, if not three, if not a little bit more, that I need to talk about. And a lot of folks out, for you casual gamers out there, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the YouTubers and the podcasters that are not just the PC gaming fanboys and fangirls or the Sony fanboys and fangirls. I'm also talking to the Xbox fanboys and fangirls. And let me kind of explain and expand on that. Because the first thing I'm going to talk about is Xbox or Microsoft laying off 9,000 people. And what happens is even the die-hard Xbox people who don't read the full damn article or claim to be or just want to grift, want to go, oh my God, Xbox is dying, oh my God, they're dying. And the PC gamers and the Sony gamers are just, Xbox is dying, Xbox, yeah. You guys, I see it kind of, Mudahar from Sun Or Games doesn't really go that far, or Rich from Review Tech USA, when he was still around, was still relevant, doesn't go that far, never really got that far, but that's kind of the attitude, like, yes, Xbox is dying. But little they know is that CEO from Xbox or Microsoft might have heard something along the lines like, yeah, if our upcoming plans don't work out, it's going to suck. And we're in the hole as it is. So he goes out and tells IGN or Kotaku or one of these gaming websites saying, yeah, Xbox is dying. And you have all these Sony folk on YouTube or on the audio side, or the PC gaming folks that want to have enough knee-jerk reaction, like they have a nerve disorder, and they come on this platform and just kind of, yes, Xbox is dying, this is why they're dying. They're not dying. And you have the PC gaming folks saying, oh, well, it's better, everybody should have a piece, a Steam Deck. You could, if you don't have room, you could have Steam Deck is basically a console. But in regards to the Microsoft layoffs, again, are they bad? Yes, they are bad. That sucks for a lot of people. Yes, does that mean a lot of great games that people wanted not going to get developed? Yeah, sadly, yes. Some people have brought up the fact that Well, PlayStation has better games and so forth. Well, still, but Microsoft, on Microsoft side, they're still making games. They still have a bunch of studios, and they'll be making games for years to come for platforms. But the reason for the layoffs is because a lot of corporations are doing it right now. Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast is doing it. A lot. I think Marvel might be doing it. DC might be doing it. Other companies are doing it. They're trying to go down the rabbit hole of AI. That's why, AI seems to be working, so let's lay off people. What's going to happen is you're going to see other studios do it too, because again, it's not. I don't want to say it's just AI that they're doing this. It still stems from 5 years ago due to the whole pandemic aspects. Because during 2020, we all know what happened. A lot of us were alive back then. People were home. They stayed home. They played video games, whether on a console or on a computer, or they played Magic the Gathering at home, or they played Dungeons and Dragons. So these businesses needed more employees. And over the years, as people started to get close back to that pre-pandemic normal, they didn't play video games that much, and those high numbers went down and down and down and down. So you see a lot of these layoffs. That's why they're there. Again, are they bad? Yes. Does that mean Microsoft is and thus Xbox is taking the L? Yes. But let me continue. Does not mean they're failing. For those who are on the PC side, the personal computer side of gaming, well, everybody should have a computer. If that's your viewpoint, you are a, I don't care who you are, what your political belief is, what your whatever is, you are a dumbass. Pure and simple. You are a grade A dumbass. Because you don't think. This place is pretty much a glorified storage shed. That's how big it is. I don't have room for a personal computer. Do I have a laptop to help me edit videos and record audio? Yes. But it's not a $1,000 gaming laptop. I don't have that kind of funds. The laptop I am using for video editing is a $300 computer. Can it run games like Borderlands and a few others? Yeah, it can. But anything beyond that, no. Can it run Call of Duty 6? No. Can it run Horizon? No. Can it run any high-end games? No. You go to Walmart and get a gaming PC, an actual gaming PC. It's barely. I want to say it barely classifies as a gaming PC. If that. A lot of gaming PCs you buy off the shelf, whether it's Best Buy, Walmart, Target, they're low to mid. They're not going to be the high end. They're not really high end stuff. Again, not everybody lives in a house. Not everybody can afford a $1,000 gaming PC. Like, oh no, gaming PC. I got one for $700. Yeah, you still got to buy a monitor for that, which may be, depending on where you're getting a monitor, $300 to $400. So that gaming PC is now $1,000. Congrats, you freaking legends. That's the problem. Our consoles eventually, with rumors of the PlayStation 6 being $600 to $700, are they getting near there? That price point of $600-700 gaming PCs? Unfortunately, that may be the case. Same thing with the next Xbox, if they do actually have a console, that might be $600-700 as well. Here's another thing. Let me get into this. Again, my place is a glorified storage shed that is in-house form, meaning it has a kitchen, it has a very tiny kitchen, a bathroom with a shower in it, and so forth and so on. But there's no room for a desktop in here. Again, I have a laptop that I have to pretty much find a spot for, and if I do something video, like what I'm doing now, I have to sit outside, deal with birds, deal with trains, deal with neighbors calling for their dog. Because I don't have room to do this inside. If I barely have room, if I'm doing a video podcast inside to set this up and do that. Now, for those of you out there who say, well, yeah, I'm a PC gamer, yada, 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 me. Again, storage shed sized. And what do you tell all the people that live in New York City, LA, San Francisco, Chicago, Detroit, that are living places not the size of a shed, but size of a freaking closet? Huh? Well, do you get a laptop? If it's the only place that they can afford, they're not going to have the funds for a high-end laptop, more than likely, if they have a laptop. But they might have room on a wall to put a TV. And if they have room on the wall or space for on the wall, they could put up a shelf. And what can they have on that shelf? A PlayStation or an Xbox or a Nintendo Switch. So yes, they're going to be console gamers from that point on. And guess how many? There's about 9 million people that live in New York. 2 to 3 million that probably live in Chicago. Another 3 to 4 million that live in LA and San Francisco. Yeah, that's a thing. You're gonna have those people that don't have room are gonna go with console. And some of the people, like myself, who have gone to console and been with console, we don't want to deal with, I'm going to swap out this graphics card and the BIOS and all this, that, and the other thing, and which CPU. This game can't play on this computer because the graphics card and the CPU is wrong, or it's not strong enough, or fast enough, or can't do it. It plays fine on my Xbox, plays fine on the Sony PlayStation. And again, some of you out there with that knee-jerk reaction or that nerve disorder in a way, and they gotta say, well, you get better frame rates and this. Dude, most of us don't give a fuck in regards to the frame rates and everything else that you do. You're being an elitist in some way. And all this leads me to the next point. Exclusives. I've been saying this for the past, golly gee, I've been saying this almost on a weekly basis for almost the past 2 months, number one. Number two, I've been saying this for the past year at least, if not longer. Console exclusivity is dead. 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 D-E-A-D. Dead. It's been dead since, I want to say, the PS4 and Xbox One days started to go downhill. And so, PlayStation. As I told folks on the audio side, folks that listening at home, video. If any of your games is on Steam or Epic Play Store, it is not an exclusive anymore. And the fact that it's not widespread is because if you're a Sony fanboy or fangirl and watching this, because your platform, your console, the folks that run it are boomers in regards to the Xbox generations. They're boomers, pure and simple. Boomers, console-wise, run by boomers. I'm Gen X, but they're run by boomers, if not folks older than that. And you have a bunch of folks that have their stuff, and they want to go, this is mine, this is ours, and they want to, if not, they want to act like elitists, like, this is ours. We're just going to let these people play with our game, but not you. You're dirty. You're... That tells me so much about your platform. But if you're one of the folks that likes to play on Xbox and Sony, yeah, fine. I've done it before myself. Yeah, it makes me sound like a hypocrite. Why? Well, I've had folks that are part of my Xbox friends list bug me constantly. But as soon as I'm on, boom, 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 boom. And some nights I don't want to be annoyed. I don't want to be bothered like that. And when that happens, like, well, dude, I just want to relax tonight. I had a hard day. I just want to relax. I don't want to be bothered. Yo. And I get to hear the aspect of, but we want to play. You played with us. No, you know what, guys? I'm gone. I turn my Xbox off. I turn my PlayStation. And I might get one or two messages from the folks on there. Hey, you up for gaming tonight? Nah, hard day at work. All right. Well, if you're ready, you rest up, and we're here if we're going to be playing. So, if you want to feel like playing what we're playing, we'll play with you. Cool. Now, and I'll expand on that saying, over the past 6 months, I want to say this, at the start of January this year, 2025, I was expecting to actually pay for... Now, here's the thing. A lot of folks are going to say, well, day one ruins games. Yes, it has some effect. But, again, you're talking to somebody... I'm going to put this out there. I make barely $12K a year. Literally. I make about $12K a year. I don't have enough to put out the... $60, $80, $90 for brand new games. So, Game Pass helps me. Case in point, Call of Duty 6, Doom, the new Doom, I think it's Doom Eternal. Having those games day one on Game Pass helps me see if those games, I want to buy those games. Especially if I have a bunch of friends on Xbox that are playing Call of Duty. If a lot of my friends on Xbox are playing Call of Duty, and I don't have $60, $80, I get to play Call of Duty with them. And if it comes on sale, I get to buy that game on sale when it comes. And being a Game Pass Ultimate member has allowed me to get some discounts on games I might have been slightly interested in, but didn't really feel the game was worth like $40, $50, and just wanted it to be a little bit something to kind of tip the scales. RoboCop was that game this year, and when I found out that RoboCop was $5 instead of the usual like $50, I was like, sold, American. I'm buying. Is it a new game? Yes, in a way. It's about a year old, but still, it's not year or day one drop. But as I was saying, back in January, I was expecting to get at least one game this year, day one release. That was before the drama, Borderlands 4. Am I still going to get Borderlands 4? Yes, because I'm a YouTuber, I'm a podcaster. I have to talk about it with all of you. Now, since then, I found out one other game that I would have wanted day one drop. And that was Terminator 2D No Fate. Hey, awesome. This game looks... I saw the previews, I saw the description. I'm like, yeah, this game looks awesome. I would love to pick this game up on day one. So will I be picking that game up day one? So those were basically the two games I was going to be getting this year. Little did I know, Square Enix, PlayStation, and a few other developers, PlayStation being the bigger surprise, were going to be kicking my ass in October, November, December, and probably into 2026. What do I mean by that? Well, come to find out over this past month, Square Enix is going to be releasing Final Fantasy Tactics, a kind of a remaster of the game for those on Xbox. That's awesome. That's great. It's a game I want to, and a few other Square Enix stuff. It was like one or two others I put on my list for Square Enix games. There was another Square Enix game that surprised me. And it was, in fact, a Sony PlayStation exclusive for the longest time. It has been for a better part of, I want to say, 4 years maybe. And that is the Final Fantasy VII Remake. The brand new one that came out for the PS5. If not the PS4, PS5. Yeah, that one. It's coming out for Xbox. So much for Sony exclusive, right, folks? But again, this so-called exclusive was also on Steam. Now, cue to roughly this past weekend, the July 4th weekend. We just got word that Helldivers 2, yes, that Helldivers 2, the game that came out last year, I believe it was, that had so much controversy behind it to begin with what PlayStation did in regards to it. That too is coming out for Xbox later in August. Now, what does this mean? It means there's a possibility Xbox is getting with the program. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's look at, I want to say, 15 years ago. At least 15 years ago. 2010, I believe it was. No, if not, it was a little bit later than that. Maybe 2000, at the latest, 2015. When crossplay was starting to be a thing. What did Sony say? Oh, we'll never do crossplay. We'll never do crossplay. But Microsoft, Xbox, and PC gamers were like, got together. It's like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we were able to play with each other through whatever? And, both sides are like, yeah, that dude, that would be awesome if us here on the personal computer side and those of you on the Xbox side can play with each other. But Sony was like, no, we'll never do that. And what happened? After about a year and how successful it was and how much people on, I think, like Fortnite and Call of Duty and other things were enjoying their cross-platform, Sony went, kind of kicked the dirt and they went, okay, we'll do it too. And it became more and more popular. And what has Xbox been doing for the past year, if not 2 years? Oh, we're going to put stuff like Indiana Jones on all platforms. That's not going to be exclusive. We're going to be putting Gears of War on all platforms. It's coming out this the end of this month. It's going to be competing with Helldivers 2. So, I think it's me putting on a tinfoil hat. The reason why, yes, PlayStation kind of, Sony as a whole kind of released restrictions over the past few months, which is one factor in it. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of folks might be liking Gears of War, and therefore, in order to kind of halter Xbox players playing with PlayStation players, they said, all right, we're bringing Helldivers 2 to Xbox. Now, fast forward to July 4th, if not 5th. I received a rumor, and I'm calling it that, strictly a rumor. I've seen no confirmation in regards to games such as Gears of War, not Gears of War, God of War, Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, Ratchet and Clank, and a few other games, I think Last of Us, coming to Xbox. And the photo I shared with a rumor stamp on it that I put there, saying that these games were not only coming to Xbox, they were coming to Game Pass. Now, do I believe that these games are coming to Xbox and Game Pass? I'll say coming to Xbox out of 10 being the most, hell yes, maybe a 7. Maybe a strong, I want to say strong 6.5, soft 7. Will they be coming to Game Pass? On a scale of 1 to 10, 2. If not, soft 2, hard 1. What does this rely on? If Helldivers 2 is a hit, meaning it sells phenomenally on Xbox, games such as God of War, Ragnarok, and Ratchet and Clank, and Last of Us, and some of these others will probably come to Xbox. Closer to, I think the next God of War game might be still in development. So, what it might be is, hey, we just dropped the sequel to God of War Ragnarok. Hey, here's the original God of War on Xbox, because Helldivers sold so well. So I'll say PlayStation will probably, those at Sony will probably be looking at how well Final Fantasy VII Remake is selling later this year. They're going to look at those numbers, and they're going to be looking at numbers for Helldivers, especially Helldivers, because that has been the game. Now, and they're through the roof or exceeds expectations, they will put a good chance they'll put it out. I'm not as a Xbox fan, am I holding my breath for God of War, Ragnarok, and a few others? No. Our folks, in regards to somebody put out on, it was like one of these gaming sites, like, well, for those of you on Xbox, it's not going to have like it's going to have crossplay, but it's not going. You're not going to be able to, like, if you pick up if you decide to pick up a PlayStation 5 later on and pick up Helldivers, or you pick up Helldivers on a computer, it's not going to transfer from one to the other or vice versa. But the consensus that of the gaming community is, and especially in the Helldivers gaming community, is the fact that we don't care. We don't care. Those on like Xbox, like, I'm not going to be playing, Helldivers 2 on a PS5. I want to play, if my friends are playing Helldivers 2 on a PS5, guess what? I have Helldivers 2. I'm going to be playing Helldivers 2 with my friends on, their PlayStation. If there's crossplay, hell yeah. Hell yeah, that's what I'm excited of. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to play these games with friends on cross-platforms. And if I'm able to play Helldivers 2 with friends, let me put it like this. A friend of the show, Sasha, the Princess of Darkness, she messaged me saying that she's possibly getting a PS5. And with that, possibly Borderlands 4. So guess what I'll be able to do with crossplay in regards to Borderlands 4. Play with Sasha. She picks up Helldivers 2. Guess what I'll be able to do? Will we be able to party chat? I have a smartphone. I have a tablet. We could just pull up Facebook Messenger and, in essence, FaceTime each other equivalent. Party chat. Excellent. That's what, there are workarounds. This is what I'm happy for. This is what makes me happy as a gamer. Those of you that want to die, say, oh, die, it's going to die. Not to mention, with the news, a lot of people are saying Xbox is going to die. Go back on that topic. One, they're not dying. They're working on a portable. Granted, yes, I could play cloud games on this or this. The advertisement, I could see the advertisement now. Granted, you could play some games on this. All you need is a controller. They're testing the waters. They're bugging, see how far the technology can go. Yes, you could play some games or stream some of your games here on your phone or on your tablet while you're in Albuquerque, New Mexico, or in Minnesota, visiting the biggest ball of twine. Or hey, you're at that anime convention. Guess what? You don't have to worry about bringing your PlayStation, your console with you to play. All you need is a tablet or a smartphone and an Xbox controller. You can play all the games you want. Not to mention, in regards to the handheld stuff, this is start for Xbox. Getting the foot in the door. Is the best foot? No. Right now, I'd say at least the main companies have a better foot in the door in regards to the I'll admit that, in regards to, because I brought up earlier. Do they have a better foot in the door in regards to portable, on-the-go, gaming, handhelds? Nintendo, hell yeah. Game Boy, going back to the Game Boy, 2DS, 3DS, and Switch, yeah. And now it's Switch and Switch 2. Yeah, they've had a good number of years. Are they the best consoles or units to play on? Depends on who you talk to. It's like yes, no, depending on who you talk to. You have the Steam Deck, which, according to some, is very versatile. Lets you play your Steam stuff on the go. As for Sony, from what I hear, they do have a portable, but it's kind of on the go, but not really on the go. Meaning, if it's more or less similar to how the Wii was, or the Wii U, meaning it's the equivalent of this portable unit. Using my tablet as an example, this unit, if somebody wants to watch something on TV, you want to play Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed or God of War or whatever on your system, you can turn the system on, stream it through that particular handheld. But you can't really, as far as I know, if you watch this and made it this far, to an old guy ranting at the clouds, tell me if you're able to download games to that unit, PlayStation portable unit. I'm not talking about the PSP. I'm not talking about all that, but I'm talking about the one that supposedly is the equivalent of a PS5. If it's only capable of streaming games to that unit, so you can play on that unit, or can you download games to that unit and take that unit to a doctor's office, or if you're on a trip, a hotel, or an airplane, or a cruise, or something like that. Let me know. But Xbox, with at least something for a tablet or a phone that you could stream on with a controller, it's a start. It's a way for them to not lose any steps, or still have their foot in the door without actually having their foot in the door. Are they coming out with something possibly later to 2025 in regards to it? Yes. Are they pairing up with Steam in some way, shape, or form. From what I've been hearing, yes. What does that mean? It means if PlayStation decides, well, Helldivers 2 wasn't that big of a sales for us to put, or decide to put older exclusives on Xbox, guess what? If you choose to play on Xbox, thanks to Steam being a component either through an app or what have you, you can in essence stream God of War Ragnarok or some PlayStation exclusives that might make, I'll again put air quotes around that, exclusives that are released to Steam, and play that way. So you have, not just that, you could possibly play stuff that's just, throwaway games that are on Steam for whatever reason. So that's a good deal. So it's like, yeah, the indie games might not be as good on Xbox, or I want to play the games that might be on Steam, but I don't have Steam access. I don't have a strong enough computer, or my laptop is a 5-year-old POS, or it's not strong enough to play Steam games. Now you can do it on your Xbox, which is a good thing. I want to see. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see what happens over the next 6 months, year, 2 years, especially with the next generation. Again, I more than likely we're going to get it because we're getting a PlayStation 6 over the next year or two. Good chance over the next year or two we'll be getting the next Xbox. What does that mean for myself? That for someone who makes so little, that lives in a glorified shed, as much as I like this place, but it's the aspect of what I'm going to have to do is like what I did with my Xbox Series S, and kind of wait a year, because that's a good idea to wait for a lot of new consoles. Wait a year, because there might be issues. Red Ring of Death, I'm looking at you. But that way you get to judge the market a little bit and see if there's anything wrong with the system. The developers, whether it be Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, can iron out all the kinks that might be in that system with patches. That all I have to do is, if I have enough funds, go out and get said system and hook it up and let it update. Or if I don't have the funds right away, again, do what I did with the Xbox Series S and wait until it gets sold to one of the many local pawn shops in the area and utilize their layaway plan and get an Xbox that way. Heck, I might have to hit up Xbox, some of these pawn shops, to see if they have an external hard drive for my Series S inside, because I want to save some money. Will it be the best? Probably not, but I'm willing to see how much they cost, if they have one. I doubt one might have it, the other might not, so that's a story for another time. Again, I'm going to end it here. I've been rambling for at least 40 minutes on this platform, depending on whether you're listening to this or watching this. If you made it this far, thank you. Please, especially if you made it this far, please hit the like button. Expect more content from us on this platform. Heck, we just picked up I'm not going to say it because I don't know when I'm posting this video and the other videos, but stay tuned. There might be an unboxing, and it won't be an outside unboxing. It'll be in a different location. So stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and please feel free to comment down below. And please, if you do, keep it civil. And until then, I am the Captain Podfather, and I may be wearing a gamer. I am a gamer, and I may be wearing a bikini under this. You'll have to find out.